Joining me right now, the host of Media Buzz on the Fox News Channel, Howie Kurtz. Howie, we have so much to talk about. First I want to let the viewer know, in case they don't, you were actually a former Justice Department reporter, so you get some cred here as we talk about all this. So what do you make of these comparisons to Nixon right now that the left is evoking?
Well, I predicted this. I happened to be on Tucker Carlson's show just minutes after the news broke about the firing of the acting attorney general, and I said on the air, okay, people who don't like this president are going to compare it to the Saturday Night Massacre. Pick up my New York Times this morning. There it is, front page story, 5th paragraph, reminiscent of the Saturday Night Massacre. So there's two basic reasons, you touched on one of them, why they have nothing to do with each other. One is Archibald Cox, the Watergate special prosecutor, was investigating a criminal conspiracy involving, it turned out, President Nixon and his people, and two top Justice Department officials resigned rather than carry out Nixon's order to get rid of him. And the other is, Nixon had appointed that AG, was Elliot Richardson, Sally Yates, as an Obama holdover. She was leaving anyway, and so it was a bit of a grandstand move. Now, she's entitled to say, I can't do this as a matter of conscience, I'm resigning, but instead, she tried to make herself a hero, and really, President Trump had no choice but to fire her.
You know, Howie, it seems like there is a level of hysteria that, I mean, I think it's like climaxing now. I mean, as you watched the feeds come in over the weekend and you saw the protesters and you saw the headlines online and you saw the commentary in the media, and I'm saying to myself, it's 7 countries, it's a temporary ban. Barack Obama did the same thing, banning Iraqis from coming here for 6 months. I mean, have they just sort of gotten themselves completely into a spin about nothing here?
Well, I think the controversy has been fueled by what I would call the rocky rollout of this, the fact that there was chaos at certain airports, that it wasn't clear where the green card holders were affected. There was also a lot of back and forth. This is inside Beltway reporting about which officials knew when and who was out of the loop. You know, all of that is fair for the press to look into. But what I keep coming back to for people who don't like this order or are wary of this president, and I understand it, it's a controversial order, is this is exactly what Donald Trump said he was going to do repeatedly during the campaign.
Yeah, but I would only argue like, wow. It's not quite as controversial, though, as they want you to think. In other words, 7 same countries identified by President Obama. It's a temporary ban. Why shouldn't we want to do everything we possibly can to make sure that we are vetting people, especially when Obama's own administration, and we're talking CIA, FBI, and Homeland Security, all, and we have this on tape, I've played it many times, all say these people can't be vetted. I mean, well, it really doesn't seem like it's a huge thing to ask of the country to say, okay, we're gonna put a little ban on this for 90 days while we make sure that we can vet people.
I think the temporary nature of it, 90 days and 120 days in regard to the 7 countries, has almost gotten lost in all the noise and the static about the reactions and the protests and the people who don't like the order. And so it seems to me that there is an underlying tone here that, oh, this president has gone too far. There's a debate here between security and between, being a humanitarian country that accepts refugees.
But I will tell you,
part of that lost.
When we look at polls, and there's a Quinnipiac one that we were looking at this morning that was taken a few months back, but overwhelmingly the majority of the country was saying in that poll, look, we don't want to bring Syrian refugees here right now without a better vetting system. So when you see how the rest of America feels, I realize that people at LAX and at JFK in New York are very noisy and there are all these protests going on, but really when you look at how people in America feel right now, their priority is to be safe. And while we want to be as magnanimous as we can as a country, we need to make sure that we're also looking out for #1 in all this. Anyway, Howie, always good to have your perspective, sir.